afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. This is your Aunty Sochelle here. Last week we had the lovely Sarah Tomko and her beautiful husband TJ Patterson. And this week we're going to talk a little bit about talking. We have got a beautiful spokesperson for the land of Wales. And you can tell from her beautiful Welsh accent and her big Welsh boobs. We have got Jen Rizio here, or JenX if you prefer. And Jen, welcome to the show.
Well, I want to say diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much for having me.
What made you spit at me just now?
My drugani, I'm sorry. Well, I just said diolch yn fawr, which means thank you very much in Welsh.
Diolch fawr.
Diolch
Diolch
yn fawr.
Yn fawr.
Yeah,
I'll be Michael Sheen in no time.
Yeah, well, my first word I ever learned to speak was Sean Vide for Squingus Pugel. I was in the hospital actually. I have severe
that would put me in the hospital too.
Yeah, well, while I was in the hospital for my brain disease, I have severe migraine, which is, people don't know, it's a brain disease. It's not just a headache, it's a brain disease. So I was in there real sick up in Chicago, and I needed a breakthrough. And it was during the pandemic. We were just able to start going back to be treated because of COVID. And I saw this viral video where Liam Dutton says this whole town name. And I was hooked, like instantly. Like I was told that we had Welsh background, but I've never been able to prove it, which is neither here nor there because I started learning the language like as soon as I got home. Yeah. And every day I practiced every single day, and I fell in love with it to the point where on our biofeedback numbers in the hospital, where we have to have biofeedback every day, it's part of the program to see what coping skills help us treat. I had a breakthrough. Sure. Not only did it help my circulation, but it also helped with attention.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was my first breakthrough. I've got the pictures and everything.
Oh, that's so cool.
Thank you. And I found out that I have the ability to learn languages like a child. I'm autistic. And no, it doesn't mean that my mother had too much Tylenol.
Thank you.
I'm proud to be
autistic right now that are just doing this.
Yeah, and I'm like autistic, and I'm like, when I saw that come out, I'm like, well, I'm already autistic. I guess I'm good. You're always here. I mean, so I learn languages like a child. So I actually speak 7, some better than others.
It's called a polyglot. Am I not?
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. And my favorite is Welsh. I mean, my main language is English. I speak some German. Ich Deutsch sprechen. I can go on a bit now. Wie geht's? Ich komme aus New York. I'm not perfect at it, but like, okay. And then I can do like Espanol, you know.
Yo hablo español.
¿Cómo está? Usted? Like I can, like when I'm getting the Uber, we have a lot of Spanish speaking drivers here. A lot of them American, Puerto Rican, and Puerto Ricans are obviously American. And so like we get a lot of Spanish speaking Uber drivers, and some of them don't know much English, so I just communicate Espanol, and they're so happy. And I tell them, you know, me gusta idiomas, hablamos 7 idiomas. 7, oh my God, you know, they're so happy.
You speak that many?
Yeah, so then I tell them, they ask me which ones, and I say, you know, English, Espanol, you know, English, Spanish, and then I tell them about the Welsh and all that, and they
that's different. So you're like me. I learned Latin when I was in grade school.
Awesome.
So I'm addicted to Italian and Spanish and petit français.
I'm not good at French, but I'm trying.
The French is easy for me, and I think it's because my family last name is French.
That's right.
So I always remember there.
Canadian?
My family's Acadian. Yeah, they're original. They came in the 1560s to Nova Scotia, Newfoundland area. And and I just found this out like the last 2 years where my family's from. It is the coolest thing. It's like all this time we thought we were from France. We were like, we're not from Canada. We're from France. It turns out we are from Canada, which is very cool. And we're original Americans, which I had no idea. We were mixing with the Micmac tribes up there.
Ooh.
So we're I call them original Americans, but you know, indigenous Americans. Yes. Yeah. So I had no idea. But language is so exciting to me. It's I mean, what's a better way to learn about another human being than learn how they talk?
Yes, you learn the history with the language too. If you keep the
Yeah.
language, you keep the
Well,
history.
so
People,
you got Welsh, you got German, you got
Italiano.
Italiano, para
See,
Italiano. Oh,
see.
I spoke with that Robert Davi at a Rose City Comic Con, and I came up to him and said, "Oh, ¿cómo está?" He's looking at me like, "What?" He started like he was telling me, "You speak Italian." I just came back from Italy with my wife, and he's telling me all this in Italian, and I forgot to respond to him in Italian. I'm like, I understood every
Oh
word you
no.
said, but I didn't respond back. I felt like such a dork.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Were you like starstruck and you just kind of got like froze? I had a
Yep.
feeling. I had a
Yep.
feeling. Lots of people have crushes on him too.
Oh, and
And
he's so sweet. And
yeah.
he sings. He guy has a nice Italian Caruso voice, just a beautiful
Aw.
operatic voice. So it was, I was hoping to get him to sing, but that did not happen.
Did you get
So
a hug
okay,
from him?
you got Italian, you got German, you got the World War II languages so far. What else?
Yeah, I've also got let's see, a little bit of Hebrew, or deep in Bach, or Hebraic, so a little
Is that a
Hebrew.
cultural thing, or is that because
No,
you like the
I
language?
went to, sorry. I tend to overtalk. It's part of my autism and my ADHD, and I'm trying to get better at it.
It's
And
okay.
maybe we can overtalk each other.
I do the same thing. I'm so sorry. I feel like sometimes I feel like an idiot because I do it all the time. But
Okay, I mean,
I always look at it as I'm just excited about talking to somebody.
and so am I.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
No,
It's
don't
basically
no, no, don't
in
apologize.
Hebrew, slicha. Slicha is like excuse me, but it's also I'm sorry. So
Uh-huh.
I went to Israel in 1992.
Wow.
I went there twice. It was my grandmother's dying wish to get me treatment for my psoriasis. Thank you. I went there twice. And I was still a teenager. And my mother kept saying, "Oh, you don't need to learn it. You don't need to learn it." I'm like, I'm in Israel. I'm going to learn Hebrew. So this wonderful gentleman, God rest his soul, his name was Bill. Oh my God, I can't remember. Tannenbaum. He
Uh-huh.
was from the city, and he was the one that helped me learn to speak Hebrew, like helped me with pronunciation for the first time, and got me over some barriers. And then I just kept practicing people, and they were happy.
Oh,
They were
that's
happy.
so cool. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember going to
thank
grade
you.
school in Boston. And there was half the kids in grade school going to Hebrew school, and I'm like, what the hell is Hebrew
Awesome.
school? I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
But then I worked at a rehabilitation center for seniors that had been at Dachau and Auschwitz and
Oh,
places like
wow.
that. Yeah, and they were. It was the what were they called? They didn't call it the mental ward. It was a gentler name than that, but it was the wacko ward. And
Oh, psychiatric unit or like the
yeah,
memory care or
it wasn't. It was before they used to use before they used the term memory care, but it was people that were on the edge of Alzheimer's and dementia. And so
dementia. Yeah.
a lot of them thought they were still back in Germany.
Oh
So I
no.
learned a little bit of Yiddish. So I learned Kim Shoshana, which means come here, pretty.
Yiddish can come in handy. You know, some
Yeah,
of the Yiddish words like glitch. I mean, that comes from Yiddish. From what I read, it was one of the astronauts that popularized the word glitch.
I didn't realize that. That would make sense, though, wouldn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, because they're up there pioneering technology.
Yeah, yeah. And schmuck is a good a Yiddish word.
Luck is a very good word as long as you use it in English context because otherwise it's NSFW as is putz.
I did not. Didn't.
Putz is like the lighter,
Aren't
wobblier,
they all different phrases for
wobblier.
penis?
Yeah, well, putz is just a eggplant, but schmuck is like an eggplant angled.
I did not realize this. Things I am
Yeah,
learning.
so
This is
the more you
great.
know, the more you know.
What else? What else you got besides Israeli? What else you got there?
Okay, so
Poly.
some Hebrew. I'm trying to learn Arabic, but I'm struggling because it's just
Arabic's hard.
Arabic's hard, not only because you have to get used to the writing system, but I it's in some ways it's similar to Hebrew.
Mhm.
I would say that's the part that's led to my advantage because I know some Hebrew already, and when I learn it on Memrise, that's the app I use because Duolingo stressed me out. I
Uh-huh.
use Memrise, and
I
then
love
like
memorize.
I
Yeah.
love Memrise. It's simple. It's easy on the senses. So if you're autistic like me and get overwhelmed easily, I would try Memrise. It's also free. I skip any of the paid lessons.
Yep.
I get anything I can for free because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time finding somebody patient enough to chat with because if they can't understand you, then they're just going to give up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many different accents, and every country has a different form of Arabic. So I have to like pick one. I'm like, well, which one do I pick? I don't have anybody to chat with. I'm just interested in the language.
Right.
So
Right.
I just try my best with it and go back to it and try and start. The nice thing about memorize looks like you're familiar with it, is it's
Yeah.
got a, you can go and revise, you can go and review. And in Wales they say revise for review.
Yes.
Um, you
I
go,
love, first of all, one of the things that I got excited about was you said something to Welsh to me, and I'm like, oh, somebody knows Welsh. Oh my goodness.
I can explain some of the. I do little explainers on YouTube. I have a show called Curious About Welsh with JenX on YouTube. You
Which
can
we
look
will
it
link.
up.
Yes.
Completely free of charge. I'm not a teacher. I don't claim to be, and I'm not one on TV. However, I do give little explainers from a learner's perspective, and I also write on Bylines Company. I have 2 bilingual articles explaining some of the barriers that people face to language learning. And so it's the gatekeepers, there's like the soup Nazi, but it's like, it's like, no, no Welsh for you. I love Seinfeld. I was just watching an interview with a guy that played the soup Nazi, and he's just brilliant. But it's also like Cartman, no, Kitty, that's my language. So we got the gatekeepers out there who
Yeah.
try to tell
Well,
people what.
what do you think? I mean, here's a language question for a polyglot. It's coming from Native American background. Mi'kmaq is a language that just started getting respoken again, like in the last
Yes.
50 years. It's amazing to me that the Native American languages were removed by church schools, and now
Well,
they're
there's
being brought
always
back.
some power up above them, and this has been historic because Welsh is also an indigenous language. They're the indigenous peoples of the land, and like when the other tribes came in, the Romans and the Normans tried to push them out into one corner, but they couldn't climb the mountains, so they were still speaking Welsh behind the mountains because they could handle the mountains, and the other forces couldn't. But the
Mhm.
point is that it always seems to be of some greedy land grabber trying to take over somebody
And,
else's language who's already been there for thousands of years. And that's why I'm very passionate about languages and preserving them, indigenous everywhere.
yeah.
And the indigenous languages here and everywhere, they're beautiful. They have sounds that are in Welsh that you don't hear in other languages, like the S sound. The double L is not 2 L's, it's an S. And
Well,
I teach
I
how to
was
pronounce
wondering.
it.
Oh, that's interesting. Or the
Yeah.
BH is V, but that's
Yeah,
Gaelic.
but
That's Gaelic.
there's 2 THs. There's a double D, which is as in the, and there's
Mhm.
TH as in like thistle or thing, but then
Yeah.
that's actually spelled TH. It's a 2 letter. It's called a digraph. But then there's ha, which is CH, but then there's S. That's a double L, and you'll hear it in indigenous languages too. It's the most beautiful sound, I think. The way
Well,
you
some
pronounce it,
Chinese is the same. Some Chinese is the same. They have the sh sound. The sh sound is in a lot of
similar,
their words.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to look it up on the IPA, but it's similar, I think.
Mhm.
Actually, Welsh is kind of the most spoken language right now. It's got the S sound, and it's
Wow.
the way you pronounce it. It's like, how sometimes you see something really expensive and go, just breathe it
Yeah.
out and go with up by your teeth. It's the same sound. Just breathe it out. Instead of implosive, it's explosive. If you want to use like, I might have that wrong, but plosive, I think is the
Uh,
word.
I
It's
think that's great.
thank you.
I think
Deal.
yeah. See, I'm learning the words as you're saying them. And to me, it's funny. When I first heard the word challah for challah bread, I
Color,
thought
yeah.
I thought somebody had a cold. And they kept saying, bring me challah, bring me challah. And I'm like, I was getting Kleenex over and over again. They're looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? I thought you were having something in your throat. And no, I'm saying a word to you. I swear. I had no idea. I was 12. What did I know? So,
Oh, if you're 12, that's a bit different.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're 14, maybe you might want to,
Yeah. Yeah. I was closer. Yeah. I tried, but I
You
was
try,
older
you
than
didn't
12.
know, but then when you're like 14, 15, you're less like my undead Greg character, and got more of a brain. You don't eat brains, you have a brain,
You
but you
have
don't
a,
have it for supper.
do you find, have been in love with Korean as a language
Oh,
because the way it's written is the way your mouth makes the sound.
oh,
So
that's neat. I didn't know
so
that.
yeah, like this letter here, it is your tongue on the top of your the roof of your mouth, and this letter here well, I guess it would be this way, is the down here. So wherever
Oh
your
wow.
tongue is part of the part of the writing of the word. So when I see Korean and that it's written in all these syllables, and the syllables are just the sounds that your mouth is making, I think it's just a basically beautiful, beautiful visually to
Cool.
understand the language.
That's a
Um,
great way to put it. I didn't know that about Korean. I tried it for a little bit.
if you think about it that way, it's so much easier. I mean, I know a lot of basic words like "annyeonghaseyo" is hello, and "kre" means yes, okay, and my favorite is "deal," which means
Yeah.
that's a deal. It's okay. Um,
Only
uh,
word I know is sumnida.
감사합니다, 습니다.
Sumnida is the only one
습니다.
I know. You put it at the
Uh,
end of the sentence that kind of like politely give a command. Whatever.
yes,
And that's the way
yeah,
it is, kind of like
감사합니다 is
Walter
thank you.
Cronkite.
Yep, it's so fun. I
That's the
love
way it
Korean,
is.
but it's the only language that I've been studying for the last few years because there's so much depth in Asian languages.
There are.
And my husband is Chinese,
Oh, I
and
didn't
his
know that.
yeah, and his family is from Singapore. Freddie, you can't hear me. But Singapore, Hong Kong, or both. And so they have this whole other way of like a single word can be written 11 ways, 12 ways, 13 ways.
Yes.
No
Arabic's
idea.
like that too. Arabic, I mean, Habibi is my beloved, but I think it's also like my friend. And then
Uh-huh.
they have like 12 different ways to say I love you, probably more than that. They have all kinds of words for love, peace, and
It's like
things like
aloha.
yeah. Yeah. Aloha is like hello. Is it hello and goodbye or
And also, my family, my friend, yeah, mahalo, aloha.
mahalo? Yes, I've heard that. I don't know any Hawaiian besides aloha, mahalo, and
But I love
that.
words that just like hug you by taking that word.
Yes.
It just means everything. Here's this
Welsh has
word.
Welsh has the word cwtch, and it's like a hug or a snuggle, but only in Wales. It's like only between like people in Wales, or if you're speaking with a bunch of people from Wales, I guess.
The
Yeah,
reason
lots of cush.
could I love that
Cush.
because the reason they spell Kathy the way they spell it, Cathe, in my family, is
Yeah.
because that is Koch in Gaelic, which
Oh, they're very similar.
yeah. So now that makes sense to me. I had no idea.
That's cush. Yeah.
My grandpa always called me Koch,
You
and
taught
now I
me
know why.
something.
Yeah,
You taught me something.
I
Because
had no idea.
welcome to Wales, because cush is a big thing over there. So
I
you
had
hear it
no
a lot.
idea. And I love the Welsh flag behind you. That's gorgeous.
Oh,
Do you know the history of that flag?
I do. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yes,
there's
please
a myth.
tell it.
There's a myth behind it, but there's a lot of like how do I say this? Like, you have to be careful with some of the writings they see. Like Taliesin supposedly was a group of people, and there's a lot of it was fake. But the
Yeah,
general
whoever has the
idea,
money writes the history. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of history revision than there has been, unfortunately. But from what I've been told, it's an oral myth. It has to do with the Welsh independence and the red dragon versus the white dragon, and the white dragon represented the other, the other groups of people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were called the Angles and the Saxons at that point or what, but anyway, the white dragon was on the red dragon was Wales, and then there was a battle between the two dragons for independence. I'm trying to simplify it without
That's
adding too
still very
much
cool. So
sadness.
the red dragon's the winner. So
Yeah,
it's on a white background, kind of overtaking that whole white too.
yeah. I think the green represents the green land, the land, but I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. I'm no expert. Like I said, I'm a learner trying to teach things, explain things from a learner's perspective.
I think that's a brilliant way to explain things because I think the best teachers are the ones who always learn.
Well, thank you.
Where have you been to Wales?
Yeah, I went there last year.
So tell me about that.
Oh, it was the trip of a lifetime. It was the first time I was really happy. And I have been through, I'll just say I've seen some things. So has my brother, God rest his soul.
I'm
And I
so
used the
sorry.
language learning, thank you, to cope with, the gift that keeps on taking, if you know what I mean. And to cope with the languages. And I didn't think I'd ever go on holiday again because I've been ill with everything. And I used to have a really good job, and I got ill, and this whole language thing has been helping me reinvent. So last year I went there to take my exam, but I also wanted to have a holiday. And I actually said in one of my videos, I said, life is good. That's how good I felt.
That's so awesome. I got teary. That's so awesome. That's
Well,
so
thank
cool.
you. Oh, I
Um,
went there.
You
across
and
the
I
bridge.
both have so much in common. One of the things that I don't think I've ever talking to English speak, I can't. One of the things I never talk about on my show, and that I should talk about more often because I meet people like me all the time, is that I have autoimmune disorders and neurological disorders. And you also have
I
neurological
do.
disorders and autoimmune disorders. As somebody who's creative and intelligent, it's very hard to explain this to people when they think you look okay.
Yeah, there's an expression. I'm not faking sick. I'm faking well. I'm faking looking well.
Yeah,
You know, people like invisible illness. It's a real thing. I mean, sometimes I've had to sit in the accessible section of the bus. And one day I needed to ask a guy to politely to move over, and he
yeah,
threw an absolute fit. I'm 62 years old, blah 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 blah. He got two other people screaming at me, and these are grown adults older than me. And I'm like, I just needed a seat because I was struggling with my balance.
yeah,
That's it. I didn't want to fall because if the bus were to pull away while I'm looking for a seat, I'd fall. And this guy actually helped inspire my undead Greg character. I know I've been mentioning him a lot because he started off as this like ableist driver of a sewer service, and then he became undead one day when he met the bog witch Bernadette, who had him for supper and then pooped him out. And the next day, he became undead with the slow burn virus. But he started off as like, grumpy, 60 something gray haired guy with you know, um, the red hat and the drives an imbecile machine and, trucks with the oversized wheels, this imbecile machine. And like couldn't drive anymore because all he wanted was brains, 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 but hit him slowly because he had this slow burn virus. But yeah, he was one of Bernadette's friends.
uh,
She's married and has a porta potty business with her husband Peppy. Peppy's porta potties, king and queen of the plastic throne.
yeah. Where
And
do people find your characters? Where do people looking for your characters?
moronicarts.com with an S, like mixed martial arts, but it's moronicarts.com.
Nice.
500 short stories, some shorter than others. Size matters. Thank you for asking me that. And there's look for the big carrot at the top because the Welsh word carrot means, no, the Welsh word for carrot is moron.
Okay.
You do not. Welsh for carrots, please correct me. Welsh for carrots, plural, is moron. So at the top of my page, I wrote an in joke for my Welsh speaking friends. A few of my main characters holding up this big bent carrot.
That's so cool.
Thank
It,
you.
and
Yeah.
it's so exciting because as somebody who's creative and because I do animation and all that stuff and voice stuff, and you do writing and you do the artwork.
Cartoon.
Yeah, cartooning is amazing. Cartooning to me is the most honest art because it doesn't have to look like a Rembrandt. There we go.
See, I
Oh,
actually was friends with Carol Spinney, who played Oscar the Grouch. I operated as
oh yeah.
fan page.
It wasn't Carol also Big Bird?
Big Bird, yeah, I have one of his originals right here.
And
I
Carol's
was
a guy's
friends,
name Two
friends.
People. Oh, that's so beautiful.
We just,
I got to meet him one time and he was the sweetest guy.
yes, he was a really nice person. What you see is what you got, and he channeled a lot of his frustrations in the Oscar, just like I do into my Moronic Arts characters.
That's so cool. Now, did people discover you had autism at a young age, or did they figure it out? Because I'm 60. I'm 61 now. I'm one of those 60-year-old people with gray hair.
I'd never know it.
Oh, thanks.
I
I
thought you were
tried.
like my age.
Well, yeah, see, everybody thinks I'm in my 40s or 30s, and I think it's just because, I got Ehlers-Danlos and my skin is very stretchy. And
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. I might
yes,
have that in my legs. I have to get checked out for that because I can overextend my legs.
oh yeah, you should get a check. And they'll take
I
this. They used to
think
do a really hard
reminder.
test, and now it's a stupid easy one.
Anyway, with autism, they didn't want to test me because I was not born a boy. I was not a boy. I was not a boy. Oh, your affect is too good. Mind you, one of those doctors had been fired from every joint in town, and one of the others got arrested for SAing a couple of his underage patients, and all he got was probation. So I finally got tested when I was in Illinois, when I was living out there.
Uh-huh.
The doctor out there actually tested me, and yeah, you're autistic. And when I was young, they thought I had ADHD, but they thought they could quote unquote cure it after a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, there is no cure for being born with a brain that's wired differently. There's nothing wrong with like they say. I got this from a meme, so you can have it for free. Um, Autism is not a malfunction. It's a different operating system.
I love that. That's perfect. And it makes so much sense because I know people up and down the spectrum, and it's a spectrum disorder. It is not a one pill causes this in mommy's embryo. That's just crap.
He's just trying to Epstein distract us from the autism files.
Yeah. and the stupid RFK. A guy who spent his whole life
ramp 2.0. Didn't he fall down a ramp like the last time was president? So he's just trying to like ramp cute, I guess. You know, ramp.
These people, I don't know how these people get in charge of stuff. I just don't get it. Like,
I don't know why he got voted in the beginning. I was friends with this person who I thought was my friend. Slowly learned that she's a supporter of his and really extreme. And then she was the one that brought me to an appointment. I think we were supposed to have a meeting last week. And when I got out, I mean, she didn't even ask me how I was feeling when she dropped me off, didn't wish me luck. When she picked me up, she was like, asked me how it went. But then like one of the things I was excited about was speaking with you. And the first thing she said was start talking about, did you know that Jimmy Kimmel got canceled?
Oh, God. It's like, yeah, thanks for asking how I am.
So you know what I did? I canceled the friendship.
Yeah, it's
hard. Canceled that friendship. You have to cancel friendships. If people are, they're wolves in sheep's clothing and they start out love bombing you at first and then they show their true colors, that's a red flag and it's time to cancel that person and never say.
And it's okay to divorce a friend.
It's okay. It's okay to cancel a friendship. It's okay to cancel your parents if you need to, because sometimes you can't pick your parents. Yeah. And sometimes they inspire great characters. And my brother's no longer here. But, thank you. We both, he and I had seen some things. I want people watching to know that he and I had seen some things. And if you have any doubt about it, move in with her and him for a month or two. Move in with my folks for a month or two. She does have an extra room. I'm not lying. And they love money. So, and filet mignon. So
but I wouldn't do that to anybody, right?
So move in for a couple months. See what it's like. And then we'll talk. Okay. After a couple months. That's how, it's what I say to the doubters out there. It's just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not going on.
Yeah. That's a hard thing for people to get. Like family dynamics. A lot of it is, everybody in the world wears masks. Everybody. There's nobody that's got their shit together.
No. Not what I say about estrangement is people go into contact with their parents is like let me try it again. Going no contact with your parents is like, or anybody, is like doing the cat litter. You don't do it because you want to.
Yeah, it's hard. It's have to. It's definitely a have to.
It was my last resort. I mean, I was horribly traumatized to my mother, and I realized what she did to me. And I knew I wasn't getting any better being around her. And you know what? I went from going in the hospital every 2 months to like once or twice a year. Once I went to contact.
Amazing when you finally get that ball and chain off of you. What you feel like afterwards. I
reparent myself, and I still do.
We have very similar backgrounds there too. My mom was a bit of when she was younger. She was. They labeled her. What do they call borderline schizophrenic?
Like borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, it was before borderline personality disorder was a thing, but it was borderline schizophrenic. She had moments where she was into this whole religious thing. And then when everything in her life crashed, she would blame the person around her. And the only person around her at the time was, So my sister, to her credit, she survived it, but she did not understand why I didn't talk to my mother for years and years and years.
Went through all that.
Flash forward, decades later, my sister's taking care of my now cancer patient mother. She's now seeing the other side. And she gets that there's two different people in that shell.
Yeah, I went through something similar, but I want to say I'm sorry for what you went through, and I believe you, and your feelings are valid, and your needs are valid.
Thank you. And people need to be heard. I appreciate that. And you went through all sorts of shit too, I'm sure, because you don't recover, and the life is about recovering shit and becoming you. That's all I think.
Yes, I reinvented myself, and I with this Welsh language stuff, helped me feel less cocky. Cocky is shit. So
Yeah. And when you're
less like
battling,
cocky,
yeah,
more like
I love it. But when you're battling something like autism, or you're battling something like, neurological disorders like I've got, or migraines, which you and I both have,
yeah,
or, and the world does not get that these are things these are the dragons you are beating up every day.
yeah. These are my red dragons. I gotta really roll. I gotta roll a d12. If I really
Yeah.
get some good karma in there.
Well, I mean, people ask me all the time, why don't you get pissed at such and such or such and such? It's like, I don't know what dragons they're fighting at this moment. They
Yeah.
might be fighting something right now, and I may assume they're an asshole, excuse my Irish, but
It's okay. It's okay.
but they might be going through some stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten
Until they
better
keep
at that.
proving themselves over and over again that no, they are indeed, the mask is off and they are
Yeah, they're like,
Victor boy. Yeah, exactly.
this person here, if you can see it.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's me in the morning. Oh wow, that really does look like me in the morning. That's
That's not
fun.
you. I can draw you if you want me to. I can sketch you while we're talking.
Oh,
This
that's
is
amazing.
this is Carla. Thank you. This is Carla, one of my main characters. She's obviously a villain. She's a shape-shifting humanoid turkey vulture. And
Wow, look
she's
at that
inspired by some
picture.
of the stuff my brother and I went through, let's just say.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And
I
the
can draw it
eyes,
to you if you want.
the demon in the eyes. I love that.
And that's the feeling she gives off. So
Yeah,
that's intentional.
art is such a wonderful thing, isn't it? So when
Yeah.
you have art, you have language, and you have, you're able to reach out to people like I do with YouTube's, the
I love
tubes of
you too.
views. Yeah.
I just wish
And
more people would see you and I, see your show, see my show, and
I
we
keep
need, we
telling
need,
people I'm getting the guests that I wish I could always see. And like people are going, oh, you got such and such. I'm like, yeah, see the show. You know.
I know, I wish more people would watch. Of course, their notification system could
Yeah.
use support.
Well,
But definitely,
what the big plan is in come January and February, we're gonna be moving stuff to Tubi because we'll have 52 episodes.
you're going to be on Tubi, so I'm going to
Yeah.
be on Tubi now, right?
So we're gonna throw everything on Tubi and hopefully that'll
Oh,
help bring the numbers up.
sweet.
So then
Oh,
they'll
thank
have a
you.
year worth of us, and then we'll be able to work on a show the way we've been doing it without anybody telling us
Plus,
what to do and how to do
um,
it.
I love indie. I love everything independent.
Uh,
Indie is the way to go. I love your shirt, by the way, too.
oh, my Beatles shirt, yes.
Yeah, what is that? It's
That is the
Beatles?
Beatles from Yellow
Oh my
Submarine.
God, Yellow Submarine. We all live in the Yellow Submarine. The
And
Yellow Submarine.
uh, the Nowhere Man, and all my favorite little characters.
Yes, I love it.
Jeremy is my little character here. I love him.
Oh yeah, do you have the apple bonkers? The green apple bonkers?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh,
I think they're on my back.
they're on the back. Okay.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk,
Yeah,
bonk.
I haven't seen that movie in ages. You're too
Oh my
young
God, I
to know
loved
that
it as a
movie.
child.
You're too young to know that movie.
No, I saw it as a child.
It's amazing.
They were all Beatles fans in the family, and I
That
saw it at some point.
now I use music as a way to deal with reality.
Me
Like the
too.
only way I feel human is when I'm either doing stand up, because the stand up, for anybody who is not aware, stand up is a form of therapy. You get on a
No,
microphone, you tell people your shit, people laugh it away, and you're like, that's right, I'm better now.
well, I'm a sit-down comedian. I
There
consider
you go.
myself a sit-down comedian because I sit down.
Standing up can be hot.
It can be hard because there's these people called hecklers that think they know better than you.
Oh, hecklers to me are people that are so lonely
Yeah, they
that they
need better
need
hobbies.
friends
They
so
need
badly.
hobbies too. Hobbies like learning to draw or learning to write, or they're just like your internet trolls sitting in their mother's basement with their neckbeard nests or whatever, but in like real life.
Yeah. Well, like incels. Like,
Yeah, incels, oh my God, MRAs, yeah, they're so-called men's rights activists. Yeah, I knew a neckbeard. Let's just say one of my characters is a neckbeard in an MRA for a
that's
reason.
great.
Yeah, he
That's
looks
great.
just like Swirly Dan too, but for more than one reason.
Should I ask you about your take on the Charlie Kirk thing?
Oh yeah, I'm happy that Jimmy Kimmel is back and that they're no longer blaming him for trying to cancel him or whatever. I'm not a fan of Charlie Kirk, but I'm not violent. And the guy that killed him turned out to be just a psychopath, like psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Natural, normal wackadoodle.
Yeah, just a regular wackadoodle. And he could have been a narcadoodle, like, but we don't know. I mean, the point is that he was just a regular whack job, wackadoodle that, wanted to, felt that like Charlie Kirk was just in the way of his relationship with his partner.
Yeah,
That's how psychopath brains work. They
yeah,
just see everybody as an inconvenience. They don't understand grieving. They don't have feelings like us. They might feel a little anger, but everybody's just, the world causes their problems, kind of like sociopaths.
yeah.
Well, never mind.
I know we could talk
Anyways,
psychology forever.
we can talk forever, and I wasn't about to insult you, Auntie. So, anyway, psychopaths, and
Uh, what
narcadoodles or narcadoodles, and Bob Drunk.
I have this fear of people. Oh, look at this! It's antisocial. Oh my goodness!
Just
And you got
now,
my hair. You got my hair. Wait! I got to do my hair down like that. That's what it looks like. That is exactly what it looks like. Oh my God, you got it perfectly. With the
thank you. I
wave,
just do
with the
this just
wave and
now.
everything. That's so cool.
Thank you. Right after I put Carla down, I just sketched this out. So you
Oh,
can have it.
you're gonna have to email me a snap of that.
I will
That
do.
would be so cool. We can put it up on the website. So I'm trying to get us focused on stuff. You and I both have ADHD.
Yes.
So as I never got diagnosed until I was 50. When somebody who I've seen therapists for years and years and years for obvious issues, some of which I will not talk about on the show, but some of which I do talk about because they make sense. Like I went through a thing called military sexual trauma when I was in
Oh
the
my God.
military.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you. That actually caused a divorce. It caused all sorts of trouble. Fortunately, my current and last and final husband is is so supportive and lovely and wonderful that he helped me get through a lot of this stuff. But um, I have this belief that there's a disease out there that medical science has not dealt with, and that is called stupid by choice.
Yes. Another word for it is narcadoodle or willful ignorance.
Yeah, willful
I think we
ignorance.
have a
That's exactly it.
stupidity crisis
And-
and an empathy crisis. So because people are emotionally dumb, but they know how to manipulate people.
right. Or if they don't want to feel anything, they just go for the stupid. Let's
They
just go
just go for the
stupid.
stupid because they got other idiots on there. Some of them are their imaginary friends too online. Those A lot of people in the chat are just bots. A lot of
Yeah.
people in the comment section. I did a video on that too on my other channel. JenX is curious about everything, how to stop the bots in their tricks. And of course, YouTube's algorithm ignored it.
Of
But yeah,
course.
there's a video on how to stop the bots. Hold your comments for review. That way, like a lot of your automated processes will just stop. They usually happen late at night, I've observed too. So
And it
all
depends on
your
what part of the world they're coming in from. A lot of people don't realize that different parts of the world have different time zones and different time
Yes,
zones
and
cause
usually
different.
late at night, other people have observed that the bots tend to creep in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what time of day, you just hold your comments for review because they want to multiply and poop all over your comment section. So if you hold comments for review, the other bots can't, use your first comment as a magnet. They're just
Yeah.
looking for a warm account, a sitting duck.
Yep.
So a
Yep.
lot of people that are believing the crap out there, the AI slop or the comment section over the video, they're talking to their imaginary friends.
So if you see people saying the same line over and over
Yep.
again,
Yep. That's one
continually,
sign.
letter for letter, the same exact phrase,
And a lot
that's
of
a
them are what
bot.
I call letter accounts or like M&M accounts. You got this little circle with just a letter in it. And,
Uh-huh.
the account's either brand new or it's really old and there's no content on it. And they're just posting the same dribble.
Yeah. If
And they're
somebody
replying to
has
each
zero
other.
posts,
Yeah, zero posts, but they're like talking to each other. A lot of them, I think, are compromised accounts too.
that makes sense. Yeah, stolen accounts. Yeah,
Stolen
we had
accounts
we
are the
had
ones,
we have a
older
grief
ones, I
account for
think.
one of my friends, and that their account got hacked. Like
Oh
we know
no.
she's not on that. She's been dead for 6 years.
I'm sorry to hear that. You know what? Helped me light a fire under the butt of these tech companies? Not only can you email them, but forward the email to like the investors because that's an untapped
Oh,
resource for us for activists. If you want to get your voice heard, copy their investor services and then copy in like Business Investors Weekly or something like that. That's one thing you can do with Meta. I found out you have to copy TOS at meta.com
Terms of service for those that don't know. Yeah.
TOS, just like on AOL days, because the
Yeah.
support box is filled up. So just forward it, explain the reason why it was erroneous, and then copy TOS at whatever.com, meta.com, facebook.com. That's another way to get your account reinstated that has been untapped. So I'm just trying to share this to help people.
That's amazing. You're just a bank of knowledge. You are.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just want to sit here and hear all the Welsh stuff. Do you watch Welsh TV?
I do. I don't watch. I mostly have it on in the background. I'm not like big on like whatever's popular. And I don't watch a lot of sport, but I like S which is S4C, and I'll watch like the news reports to like find out what's going on, or I'll like watch clips of things, because like I said, I don't do subscriptions. I don't have any subscriptions at all. I just watch what I can get on YouTube, and so like S4C has like clips of things on YouTube, so I watch them.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing. If anything you could think of, you could find on YouTube right now. Like anything. I watch horror movies on YouTube.
I do too. I love it.
Alter is one of my favorite channels because they have so many little tiny movies. I don't have to worry if my attention span's short. But then I find these incredible directors. I can say, hey, you should be on my show.
There's some really good ones out there.
Yeah. I mean, people that you've never, there's an 18-year-old kid. I believe he's in Minnesota. But he was just shooting stuff in his backyard, and I swear it was like Stephen King written it. I mean, it was so beautifully well written. It's such gorgeous stuff. So we'll be talking to him January, February next year.
That'd be great. Another thing, SoundCloud, you can find a lot of independent artists. Bandcamp too.
Bandcamp's great.
There's a lot of really good music on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. So if you don't like what's on the radio, just turn on SoundCloud.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about somebody beating you up with their politics or their bias or their commercials. And
yeah. And if you have the right browser, if you have like Brave browser, or if you have you might get yoinked for this. You might have to edit it out, but there's plugins you can get for like
VPNs and plugins and
block it.
Yeah,
you know what you're doing.
Allegedly, you can use a plugin that's called.
Yeah, maybe
we would do that, but
just look for the word origin at the end. Otherwise, you'll get more ads.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that like I do watch a lot of Korean television, just so I could hear the language over and over again. And I've discovered that I can tell the accents now, which I couldn't tell. I can tell somebody who's from North Korea based, or somebody's from the country, or somebody's from Jeongeon Island, or somebody's from whatever Jeju Island. Or
have you seen the Canadian gentleman who has the North Korea pirated broadcast where he's able to tap into their propaganda channel, and he like edits out what he can't show, then he live streams it like 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's how I learned the word Somnita, and we always like poking fun at the Kims and that.
Oh, that's so funny.
See, hilarious.
There's so many ways to learn. I mean, learning to me is an addiction. It is
for me too.
Yeah. Coffee and chocolate.
Yes, I got that back there. Cats. I don't know my cat.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 kitties and 2 puppies. Yes, who I'm sure you've seen on the show a few times in the pictures. Oh,
yes, I love animals.
Who's that baby? That's cute. Hello.
Big star now.
Fran? I talked to her. Aw, a Sunny Brook.
That's Becky. I'm a Becky. Honey, Becky.
Oh, yes, of course. That's so cute.
Yeah, Goth is cat in Welsh, and he is she in Welsh, but he is she in Hebrew too. So if you are Hebrew learner, you might be able to pick up Welsh. That's how I remember it. Like he means she in Welsh, but it does in Hebrew. So I'm like, okay, I remember.
Have you ever studied Russian?
Yeah, a little bit. That's the one I forgot to mention. Russian, because I have a close friend from Belarus. We have a lot of folks from Belarus here in my area, and Ukraine. I don't know Ukrainian yet, but I do know Russian, and she spoke Russian as her main language, still does. Wow. Because when she moved here, they were still speaking Russian in Belarus. And so her and I will practice our Russian. Like
there's a lot of people from Belarus. I just know Privyet, Sympatiago. Um, you know,
Pajalsta.
uh, what's
Pajalsta
that?
is please, kakdilas, how are you? Or I could just
Oh,
say
that's
kakdi
cool.
for short. Call a cat and go kiss, 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 kiss. Kiss, 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 kiss.
That's so cool. But Russian to me sounds like Portuguese. When you look at the structures of Russian and the structures of Portuguese, they're almost so similar. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
never
don't
even
know
thought about it until I
Portuguese.
started reading both of them, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like this. That sounds like this too.
True, true, true. I haven't studied Portuguese, but I'd like to. Only word I know is obrigada.
Oh my God, yeah, thank you. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there's difference between Brazilian Portuguese and Portugal Portuguese.
Yeah, it's just like French up in Canada. It's pronounced different, like Cataraqui. It's Cataraqui. Pronounced Cataraqui, just like on way, the stuff that my characters have. And my ex-husband and my parents have on way, lots of on way. You know, if you get bored, bored to the point of contempt, can you edit that out? I don't want to mention my parents on there. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry about that. Let's just start over. My characters like Bernadette and Peppy, Peppy Caca, Bernadette Caca, Bernadette Moran Caca, and I don't know, Sybil Kibble and Brandon and his imbecile machines. They got a lot of on way, but they pronounce it on way in English, just like they pronounce Cataraqui up in northern Canada, or up in
Uh-huh.
Canada, I mean, over the border, but they'll say we. That same ending is pronounced
Ennui. Yeah.
we, like the word we for yes. Ennui is just any kind of boredom, but in English it was ported in to mean boredom to the point of content.
Wow.
So when people become narcodoodles, it's out of ennui. They're bored.
You just that's
Yeah,
so
like
cool.
yeah. Oh, okay. I'm bored. I'm gonna go and see what I can stir up. What kind of crap I can stir so I can attract some flies. You stirring up crap, you'll attract a psychopath. Unfortunately, that was gonna be my other
I
thing.
just love that you have that Illinois accent going with that. I keep hearing the Wrigley Field because my uncle is a baseball player and he is an announcer for the Cubs.
Oh
Lou,
wow.
Lou Boudreau, he won a he was a Hall of Fame and everything. And but I go out, I went out to Chicago the first time to go to Wrigley, and all I heard was, you got to go get the sausage up there, and you got to have yourself some beer and the brew, and you got to get down to the old jazz club and here the Green
Get
Mill.
down
Go
to the
down to
lake.
Green Mill there. You get to the lake. Don't go to Grant Park. Go to Lincoln. Don't go to Lincoln Park. Go to Grant. You know,
Yeah.
let's go
Well, a lot
swim.
you'll hear. Well, if anybody asks me, I don't know, will I ever stop learning? I'll say, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, no,
I
yeah,
just
no.
can't imagine it. I can't imagine, I'm 61 years old and I still feel like every book's like a new enterprise. Like I am in classes, I'm in music classes right now. I just love the idea of relearning. Like I already knew how to play an instrument, but I'm relearning this instrument because I wanted to learn the correct technique that people are supposed to know. No, not the one you learn by ear. So
What do you play?
drum, guitar, piano, my big fat mouth. But right now I'm in drum class. And
Oh,
as
sweet.
Yeah, as we speak, I've got, oh, there we go. I've got dust
A
sticks.
drum kit.
Yeah, and I thank you, Facebook Marketplace. I just bought a nice drum set from a country music superstar for like dirt
Oh,
cheap.
nice,
Like
nice.
dirt cheap. I had no idea who this guy was. And then he's like, I realize on his wall, he's got all these, fancy records and people. And I'm like, oh, this guy's somebody. Oh,
Isn't that the
okay.
worst feeling?
I
Fran
should have been,
Cosmo,
I
the
am
band
unaware.
Boston. You know the
Yeah.
band Boston? Fran Cosmo lives in that area. And I ran into him at a cafe, didn't know who he was, didn't recognize him. I'm a fan of the music, but I don't recognize faces well. I have this face blindness thing that they're studying. They first mentioned it on like 60 Minutes. I think there's one
So
of
what
the,
has that from Penn and Teller? He couldn't
so did
recognize his
Carol
own mother.
Spinney. Carol
Yeah.
Spinney had it too. Carol Spinney wrote about it in his book, and I was one to tell
Wow.
him what it was, and said, there's this thing called face blindness, and he said you don't recognize faces, and you can't seem to, no matter how many times you meet people, you still don't recognize their face, or you recognize them by their hair or their voice. And I said,
Yeah.
I have that too. It's called face blindness. He was just kind of like, he didn't really react. Sometimes he didn't react because he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had face blindness. He wrote about it in his book.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. So anyway, going back to what I was
So
saying.
the Boston guy. Sorry, I interrupted you again. Go ahead.
Yeah, the guy from Boston, Frank Cosmo, was sitting in the next table over from me at the cafe, and I just saw his shirt that says something about the joy of performing, which I told him I could relate to as a musician. He
Uh-huh.
said thank you. So I complimented it on my shirt, complimented him on his shirt. Sorry, I
Uh-huh.
said New York thing where upstate New York where we talk too fast and all our words just become one
Yeah,
syllable.
anybody from the East Coast, the faster you talk, the more East Coast you are. Yeah.
So I saw Fran Cosmo. I didn't know it was him. And we got talking, and I said, "Oh, so are you a musician?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I know the feeling because I'm a musician too." And I just said, "Do you play around here?" He goes, "No, I travel across the country." And I said to him, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think I probably should recognize you from somewhere, but I don't, and I apologize. And I'll leave you be." And he's like, "No, that's cool. I just said enjoy your coffee. Yeah, you too." And that was it.
Aw. And when did you finally realize who it was?
When I went home and had to Google his name,
Oh my gosh. Isn't that amazing? It's
yeah, I was so embarrassed. I
I
was like trying to crawl under a rock or in the
don't
skating
feel
rink.
embarrassed because I have
People.
a story just like that, and you're gonna appreciate this. As a member of the veterans crowd, the VA offers a thing called a stand down, which every few months they will invite a bunch of veterans to come to a big party. They give you food, they give you little presents, and sometimes there's a clothing drive, and they give you like free clothes you can pick from, do your hair, whatever it is. Um, so I was living in New Mexico, teaching at a university there. And I go down to the stand down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Not a huge city, but a big enough city where people have been there before and they know it's a city. So
Mhm.
I'm sitting there and I realize that the stand down is next to this big stadium. I'm like, wow, what the heck is going on there? And you see all these kids all dressed in black with the big goth, the emo hair, just like
Oh
mm,
yes.
the chains, the good, and all the veterans, all us old timers are over here because we've got not BB King. Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. Oh, what a stupid person. But anyway, there was a really amazing old time blues musician that was playing, and this guy's standing next to me, and he's got a cane. So I'm like, okay, another veteran. And he's jamming to the tunes, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's really good. And he looks at me and goes, I like this guy. He's really nice. Yeah, he's really good. And I go, okay, veteran. We're all jamming on the guy and just having the best time. And all of a sudden, you see all the mob of black dressed kids running into the stadium because the gates open and the show stops. And the guy looks up and he goes, "What do you suppose that's about?" And the guy next to me says, "Oh, the head is me." And it was Ozzy Osbourne. And
Oh wow.
I had no idea he'd been standing next to me for like a
You
half
were
an
talking
hour.
to Ozzy. You didn't even recognize.
I had no idea. And he's like, he waddles back to the stadium. Just as soon as Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, rest in peace, Ozzy.
Yeah,
Did
1992 that was really bizarre. It was
you
so
hear
bizarre.
this dance song that he did in like the early '90s? It was with a group called Was Not Was. They did
Oh, well,
Everyone
yeah,
Walked the
I've heard of them.
Dinosaur.
Oh,
He was in a song with them called "Shake Your Head."
oh my
Let's go to bed. Yeah, it's this really cute, like tongue in cheek, like one non sequitur after another thing.
Oh, that's too cool. Yeah,
Look it
I'm
up,
gonna have
it's
to look
funny.
that up because I remember Don Was and those guys and Was Not Was. I remember that band because I'm old.
Yeah. What did you say? I misheard. I didn't hear you.
I'm old. I remember Don Was and Was Not
Oh,
Was.
okay. Yeah, me too. I remember them. I remember Walk the Dinosaur.
Yeah, that's too funny.
I like all that funky music.
Jen, you are an absolute joy to talk with. And it's so nice to meet somebody in my tribe who gets it, not just on, 3 or 4 levels, but you like get it almost full 360. Every
Oh,
single
thank
thing
you.
that
Ditto.
affects me, you get. You totally get it. Like,
Ditto.
boom,
Fist
boom,
bump. Fist bump.
boom.
Fist bump. Thank you. I like that feeling. I actually click with somebody. I like to chat with you again.
Yeah, it's so nice. So we should chat. We should chat again sometime. I know we've already used up our arm. Looking at your kitty's legs in the air. Oh my God, that's so cute. The
Thank
kitty,
you.
kitty legs in the air.
I'll have to
ADD.
send you photos.
But Jen Rizio, who totally gets what it's like to have a love of languages and a love of the arts and a love of living and
Yes.
sharing and
Just
learning.
being me, being happy.
And the show isn't always just about the celebrities, but the people that are celebrities you haven't met yet. And
Oh, thank you. I hope one day.
Jen is one of them. So there you go. So everybody, this has been from beautiful Lake Vancouver, the Antisocial Hour show, and our wonderful guest this week was polyglot and super artist, Miss Jen Rizio, Gen X. Please do check the links below and check her out. And we will see you next time.
Diolch yn fawr. Diolch yn fawr. Hwyl fawr. Tan tro nesa.